Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, or if it's afternoon, good afternoon. That I messed it up from the beginning. Anyway, two things. First thing is, I've got some kind of shoulder. What is this? A shoulder bone? Collarbone. Oh my gosh, collarbone is appearing, which is good. I'm very happy because I haven't seen those for a while. Second thing is, I'm going to make for you something that I discovered about a week ago. This is this 2-ingredient dough from Weight Watchers. It really is amazing. It's just self-rising flour and fat-free Greek plain yogurt. And I've been using this for everything. And I didn't want to have my usual breakfast this morning of eggs and whatever. I really fancied something sweet, a little bit of a thing. So I'm going to make the 2-ingredient, let me get this, the 2-ingredient dough, or 2-ingredient dough apple turnover. Okay, let's give it a go. And this recipe, as usual with all the recipes that I use, is Weight Watchers puts up on the internet for free. This is not copyrighted material. I'm not giving you stuff that's on the Weight Watchers website only. That everybody on the internet can go and get this recipe, and I'll leave a link in the description box below so you can go and see it. And this is going to cost me 3 points. If you're on Weight Watchers and you want to know exactly how many points it's going to cost you, then just go and do a search for it and it will tell you. So without further ado, let us begin. I needed 2 eggs for this recipe because I'm doubling the recipe, making one for me and one for Mr. Shoestring, and I've run out of eggs, and now we're in this awkward impasse because the eggs have just been laid, but they're sitting on them. I seriously cannot make this stuff up. So there was an egg. There were no eggs underneath the hen. She was just laying there, trolling me. So I walked away, and then I saw an egg randomly lying on the ground, and I thought, okay, sometimes chickens lay eggs in weird places. So I picked it up and I tested it. You can test an egg for its freshness, and normally eggs, when they're bad, they'll float to the top, but this one stood up on the pointed end. It stood up, which I thought meant that it was turning. Well, no. If you test your eggs and the egg stands up on the pointed bit, let me assure you, under no circumstances do you crack that egg, because I just did, and I stopped myself from gagging, and it also went on my t-shirt with the crack. And bad eggs stink. So I've had a t-shirt change, and now I have no eggs. Could this recipe have gone any more wrong than it has right now? So I've got another t-shirt on, and I'm just going to wait for the eggs to lay. But I just thought I would just put this in just so you can see my life. Okay, so we're just going to proceed with the recipe, because the egg is just used as an egg wash over the dough, and I can use a replacement because there's like a hen standoff. Apparently I really annoyed the hen out there, and so they were all, having a meeting about it. So let me show you the ingredients. White self-rising flour, 1/4 cup. Plain fat-free Greek yogurt, 1/4 cup. Fresh apples, I'm using pears, don't worry about me, 1 medium. Peeled and thinly sliced erythritol and monkfruit sweetener, 1 tablespoon. You're going to have some ground cinnamon, and that amount is 1 teaspoon. I think I actually put 1 tablespoon in there. And table salt is in here, and that's 1 pinch. And then you would have an egg, but I don't have any eggs, so we'll just pretend I have an egg. So you make your 2-ingredient dough by combining your flour with your yogurt. So you do this, stir it around first of all, and then you just knead it like it's Play-Doh or a loaf of bread, and you absorb all of the all of the dough, and then you're going to place it on a floured surface. And then it says to make it into a rectangle. Look, that's as good as it gets for me. Now you're going to make your filling. So you're going to sprinkle your monk fruit erythritol or whatever sweetener you're using. You're going to cover your apples with it and stir. Add the cinnamon and the salt and then toss to coat. Okay, then you're going to put your filling in there, and then you're going to fold it over to a turnover shape. This is really confusing because turnover is a triangle and this is a rectangle, and I sense something going wrong very shortly. And then we're going to put this, then you're going to cut a couple of slits in the top, and then you're going to stick it in your air fryer. Don't forget, if you have eggs, if you actually have the eggs in your house, you live in a normal house that has eggs, brush the tops of these with the beaten egg, okay? I'm just going to try and wing it and use some milk. And then you're going to air fry those for 8 minutes at 390 until golden brown. Now, I'm going to let you know right now, because I'm going to start doing this new thing, 3 things I like about the recipe and 3 things I don't like about the recipe. The first thing, I'm going to give you 3 things I like. I like pears. I like the fact that you could make a turnover out of different things. I also like the fact that you can have this pastry and it's tangy. It's kind of sometimes, depending on what you use it with, but sometimes it tastes like a sourdough kind of tang pastry, which is nice. I like that. And then the other thing is it's extremely versatile, this 2-ingredient dough pastry. 3 things I don't like about this recipe already. I think there needs to be a little video for this. And the reason why it kind of didn't tell you how to make a triangle out of a rectangle. And so I think Weight Watchers, you drop the buck there. The other thing is I have a feeling that these are going to explode very shortly. I think that there was too much filling in there, but we'll see. And also you need to be careful how thick you roll out your dough to, because if it's too thin, it's going to split. So those are the 3 things I don't like. But anyway, coming up next is the taste test, my taste test from me, and then Mr. Shoestring, my husband, will also do a taste test, and we will give you the honest opinion. You know, I don't want you to spend money on your ingredients and time and effort and then have a recipe suck, so I test the recipes for you. Okay, so here they both are. Number 1, and I made a second one for Mr. Shoestring, which I will eat, number 2. As you can see, and as I suspected, the dough was a bit too thin and it did erupt, but we're still going to eat it. So here we go, let's give it a test. I would probably halve the cinnamon because I think it's a little bit overpowering in the recipe. So maybe I just want to put that out there. Maybe you just want to halve it, but it's good. The instructions say to bake it for 8 to 10 minutes until golden brown. I would actually, I put mine in for longer because I'm trying to achieve that kind of crisp bite, you know, that you want. So yeah, you can put it in for longer, definitely. But let's see what Mr. Shoestring thinks. 1 second. Oh, and I would give this like a 7 out of 10 with some tweaks.
This little hut was one of the wretchedest I'd ever saw for a habitation of human creatures. It was supported with shores Enclose
Delicious, yeah.
Good.
Remember,
God made you special, and he loves you very much. Bye!